We have the pleasure of hearing from Chelsea Rodriguez. And Chelsea sold over $500,000 last year. She's a Hall of Fame rep. She's consistently a top performer in both the realtor program and the residential program. It doesn't matter if she's on base for the federal program, if she's working events, if she's making phone calls to her past customers, if she's doing service events, if she's working with referrals and doing demos. This woman knows how to rock the house. And I've worked with a lot of her past customers that I've bumped into at events, and they love her. She not only knows how to sell at a high level, but she also knows how to create an environment that her customers love being a part of and that they want to be loyal to. And actually, one of the things that I think people don't talk about enough as a master skill set with Chelsea is her ability to get referrals. And it doesn't matter whether she, was a new rep in the business on her way up into being a CSP and then, morphing and growing herself into a top performing CSP. Chelsea has been an expert, has been, really a powerhouse when it comes to getting referrals. And so whether she's face-to-face with people or getting them virtually, she knows what it takes to get referrals, and it's always been a strength her entire career. So whether she's focused on the realtor program or the residential program, she's been a rock star at getting her clients to introduce her to new people. Even now, while we're all working, in a mostly virtual way, and she's getting referrals consistently right now over email. She's getting referrals consistently over the phone with her clients. She's getting clients that are consistently introducing her to people via text message. So I'm sure we're going to get some nuggets from hearing Chelsea today talk about how to get referrals. So Chelsea, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and just appreciate you being here and very excited to hear what you have to share with everybody.
Hola, Sharpies and Sharpettes. See what I did there? Gave the guys and the girls a shout out. Oh yeah. I speak Spanish now because, heck, I'm a Rodriguez, officially. It's pretty awesome. I'm loving it. Been working on my Spanish. Okay, who am I kidding? I've not been working on my Spanish, but been selling lots of knives and asking for lots of referrals, getting lots of referrals. Sold a little bit for the push, and what day is it? I don't know. I've lost count. Is it Tuesday? Saturday? Did I change my socks? Heck, I don't know. Woo! It's wonderful times to say. It's a great day to be alive. Great time to sell Cutco. So, what am I talking about today? Getting referrals in the virtual age. I just want to stop for a second, soak all of this in, and mention how grateful I am to be giving this type of message. It sounds pretty cliche, right? Like, as speakers, we say, I'm so grateful to be talking about this. I'm honored that I get to be here. And that is true for all of us. But now more than ever, I am so grateful that I've been asked to talk about referrals, because it's not just about the virtual age. It's about getting referrals now and into the future. And as we evolve as salespeople, I have always believed in the 11 years I've been with Cutco that the number one reason representatives leave Cutco or get out of the business is because they ran out of referrals or they ran out of people to call. They didn't have someone to go do a demo with. Well, that's just a lack of names and numbers, maybe a lack of effort in getting referrals, whatever. I'm just glad that this is seen as important, and it is important now, but it's also going to be important in the future. We're living in unprecedented times, and that's true, but I don't want to tap on that too much, because the title of this message, even though getting referrals in the virtual age, it doesn't relate to just now. It relates to our business as a whole. And so what we're going to talk about today, and some of the keys that I'm going to go over with you, and some of the black and white, just tried and proven step-by-step things that I've done to get lots of referrals in my business, I'm going to teach you a lot of those today. And you can easily go do these in your business. But before I do that, I want to say fasten your seatbelts. Let's enjoy the ride. And I want to use kind of an analogy here. I don't know much about cars, but I did a little bit of research. And I learned during putting my thoughts together for this message, I learned what EPBs are. Does anybody out there know what an EPB is? Get your mind out of the gutter. EPBs in relating to a car is an electronic parking brake. Now, electronic parking brakes, they're the auto hold feature, and it's for holding the car stopped in place, say on a hill, so you don't have to keep your foot on the brake. So basically, guys, an EPB is an electronic parking brake. It's just a parking brake, okay? But I needed something that stood for EPB. I needed to know what that acronym stood for in real life. So I came up with electronic parking brake. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere with this. In my opinion, and this whole concept of referrals and the advanced tips that I'm going to give you, I believe that a referral-based business is the EPB of Cutco. A referral-based business is the EPB of someone's ultimate success. A good referral program is the EPB whether or not a representative will stay long-term with us or not. You know, in times like this, it's so interesting because I watch people like a Josh Mueller, like a Brandon Brown, Curtis J. Hughes. Do you think those guys get referrals? Heck yeah, they do. They have a parking brake in their business that when something does change, maybe they're on a hill and they could easily slide out, they've got that parking brake in place. And, you know, systems on top of systems on top of systems. I believe all systems are important. I believe that foundational systems are important too. Think of it this way. Think of like stacks on stacks, right? You have your base foundation, which is referrals. The more referrals you get, the more phone calls you can make. The more phone calls you can make, the more appointments you can get. The more appointments you can get, the more sales you will make. And the more sales you will make, the more money you will make. So that is why I believe referrals are so important. Not just now in the virtual age, but anywhere. So the EPBs of Cutco. Here's a crazy tip. If you want to know what the EPBs, what could we turn that into for referrals? Okay, E, expect. I would say you should expect referrals. Number one, the biggest issue, here's a crazy tip, like the biggest issue that people have is that they ask for referrals at the end of all of their appointments. I'm here today to tell you to stop doing that. Stop asking for referrals at the end. It's one of the biggest mistakes that people can make, and maybe why they don't get all of the referrals that they really want. So I think EPB, E, expect them. Stop asking for them and start expecting referrals. The P of EPB, what's the P? I think you should plant more seeds. A lot of times the reason customers don't give you referrals is because they're shocked, they're surprised, they're uncomfortable, they don't want to do that to their friends. Have we heard that before? Kind of like day 2 of training. I don't want to do that to my friends. But the reason that it makes sense to plant seeds as a seasoned rep or a brand new rep, whatever level you're at in the business, is because you're not surprising people anymore. It's literally just a part of your demo. It's a part of your virtual service call. It's a part of your social media, following. Plant seeds. Plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. And then lastly, let's see, EPB. We talked about expecting them. Now we're going to talk about planting seeds, and then you also got to do the last thing. And the last thing I would recommend is, well, heck, I'm just going to be honest. Bribe them. Just bribe them. Give them tons of free stuff. Who cares? You can afford it. How much did you sell this push? Bribe the mess out of your customers, but do it in a light, fun, airy way. You don't want to be like, hey, if you, I will. Make it more fun, make it more light, make it more comical, and come off in a grateful, appreciative way. But bribe the heck out of your customers. Giving free Cutco is huge, and if you can give tons of free Cutco, they're probably going to be excited to take it. Now, I do want to break the majority of what I'm going to talk about. That's the EPBs of Cutco. I just wanted to kind of start with this analogy of, if you want to keep your car parked, you want to keep it here in this business, you've got to value getting referrals. So hopefully you're with me. Now I want you to stay with me. I don't want to lose you. If you're with me, say you're with me. This is kind of weird. I don't hear y'all saying you're with me, even though it's like virtual, but whatever. What we're really going to talk about today is 4 main areas where you should focus on in lieu of you getting more referrals. So there's 4 areas that you should focus on so that you can get more referrals. Those 4 areas, I actually wrote them down here. I got them here in my notes. Look at that, it's back of an order form. Love that. Psychology of referrals. We're going to talk about the psychology of it, why they're so important. We're also going to talk about the fishing and farming method. You ever heard that one before? I made it up. Number 3, we're going to talk about ways to get, like concrete, tried and proven ways to get referrals from your current database. Things I've been doing for the last few years, somewhat through my entire business actually, to get more referrals. And then the last thing we're going to do is talk about referrals being the first and the final word. So you could think of that as like a sandwich method. I'm not going to call that because someone already coined that term, but the farming and fishing method's mine. So let's fasten our seatbelts, enjoy the ride, and hopefully you're on board with having an EPB in getting referrals. So number 1, psychology on referrals. Why are referrals so important? Referrals are important because they come from a credible third party that has experienced firsthand the benefits of doing business with you. That's important. Like, they're even more powerful when they come from a friend because you know that that friend has no ulterior motives other than to do what's in their friend's best interest. You know, referrals are also valuable because most of the time they're completely free. Now we're going to circle back to that bribe thing, but even if you didn't buy them a piece of Cutco, that's free. But if you did buy them a piece of Cutco, I mean, we get Cutco at a third. Sometimes we have extra pieces or product on hand, like extra peelers. That's beautiful. The fact that we can get valuable contacts from our current book of business, I mean, referrals are important for that. Now, the most powerful reason, though, of why referrals are important is because customers that give referrals become more loyal to you and your business. Now, once somebody stands up and they make a public statement about you, psychologically, they're going to become more loyal to you and your business. Have you ever noticed that? Have you ever noticed how you went out on a limb and recommended someone to a friend or a family member, and it was almost like you had a personal investment into it and you were proud to recommend that hairdresser or that mechanic or that pool guy? You know, when you get referred, they psychologically become more connected to you, meaning future orders, future business, more referrals down the road. That's why it's so important for you to get referrals from your customers, because the more referrals they give you, the more referrals they're going to want to give you. It's like this snowball effect. So if we're not asking for them and expecting them, like I talked about earlier, the EPBs, right? If we're not expecting referrals, you know, we're missing the ball. We're losing out on a great opportunity to grow a substantial business that's a referral-based business. I think it's also important to note not just why referrals are important, but I think it's important for us to understand referrals are important in the fact that good customer service doesn't always equal referrals. Let me repeat that. Good customer service doesn't always equal referrals. So what do I mean? You know, just because you go to a doctor and they do everything right and they process all your papers and you didn't wait in the waiting room too long, does that mean you immediately get on Yelp and give them a great review and try to get them more business? No, because we're all busy. We're not thinking about that. Sometimes we go to a really nice restaurant and we're just loving the experience. We love the waitress. We love the food. Everything's been great. There was, you know, just exceptional customer service. But do we get on Facebook and drop a hint? Hey, everyone, go try this place. It's amazing. Sometimes we do. I'm sure we've all done that. But do we do it often? So I think it's important for you to know referrals are important. And you need to realize, though, that just because you're providing A++ customer service, that does not mean you're going to have a successful referral program. Now, it is the foundation of the referral process. But what I'm saying is just because you give good customer service, it doesn't mean that you'll get a lot of referrals. Receiving referrals on an ongoing basis is as much of a function of deliberate planning as it is good customer service. Today I'm going to show you how to receive referrals on an ongoing basis in the virtual world that we're living in. and then beyond that. The last thing in psychology of referrals, this first little area that we're talking about, fundamentals, we'll call them fundamentals of referrals. Making it rain referrals starts with your attitude. Time and time again, I get the same question from managers, newer representatives, and now since the virtual age has kind of started, people have been asking me, so what are you doing to get more people referring you? And my answer is always the same. You have to have a confident attitude and expect them. You have to have a confident attitude and expect them. You're going to hear expect, plant seeds, and bribe a lot in my message. So if you take nothing away from this, forget all the fluff. Just remember you need to expect them. You need to plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds. See how I did that 3 times? And you need to bribe them. You're going to hear a lot of repetitive there. So hopefully you take that home today. But I tell people all the time, you have to confidently expect them. In reality, Cutco reps, they know how to ask for referrals, but it's the fear of asking or the forgetfulness, but it's mainly the fear, those 2 F words. The fear of asking, it's rooted in your attitude. What is your attitude about referrals? Ask yourself that. Maybe write that down. What is my attitude on referrals? What is my attitude towards my referrals program in my business? Do I have a referrals program in my business? And what you have to realize when you ask these questions is it's all about your attitude. If your attitude is one that believes you are asking a person to go out on a limb for you by asking them to give you referrals, then you're always going to be battling with that fear, and you're probably not going to get as many as you could. I won't say you won't get any, but you could get a lot more referrals if you just get out of your own way. I truly believe when I am asking customers to post on Facebook and share me on Instagram, I believe when I send them that follow-up email that we're going to talk about here in a minute, I believe that I'm helping them. They're going to get to work with me. I'm going to provide A++ customer service. I'm going to get their friends a really good deal, just like I got them a good deal. And I believe that my customers are going to want to give me referrals. That's my attitude. It makes them feel good to know that they found a small business owner like me that they've had a good experience with, and they want to share that little secret. That's right. I'm their fancy little secret. I'm the Cutco girl that they want to tell everybody about. They want to share all of that with their friends and family. That's my attitude about referrals. And because I have that expectation, I have no fear, and I have that confidence and attitude on getting them, my psychology's there, so I can transfer that psychology to my customers. Sometimes, especially in the virtual age, but it's important for us to do this even after when we start going to events and everything again, it's important that, we go above and beyond, not just wham bam, thank you ma'am, I sold a homemaker. I love selling sets of knives. It's great. But how much CPO and how much service and how much energy are we actually leaving on the table when we don't give their friends an opportunity to meet us? When we don't give them, our customers, the opportunity to feel good about introducing those friends to us. That's the point. Okay, now we've talked about the psychology of referrals. How am I doing on time here? Okay, we're good. Now we're going to transition, and I want to talk to you guys about a method that I kind of named. Maybe I stole this. It's not plagiarism. I've never heard anybody having a method like this. I made this up. It's a process that I've been using for 11 years, and it's worked really well. It's really simple. It's not complicated, but it's called the fishing and farming method. The fishing and farming method. So now that we've talked about 1, the psychology of referrals, now we're going to talk about 2, the fishing and farming method. Okay, here it is. I'm going to lay it out for you guys. You should always be fishing for that next big fish. You should always be fishing for that next big fish or client, okay, while repeatedly farming and taking care of your current book of business. While repeatedly farming and taking care of your current book of business. I hear it happen. It's sad sometimes, but I've heard the stories. We've all been there, right? In a Cutco booth, the customer came up, said that they reached out to the rep multiple times, wanted sharpening, and then they didn't get it, and they want to place a new order. Well, For me, I never want that to happen. I never want a customer to feel like they're not getting A++ customer service. So actually, the farming is the most important. That's the good customer service, right? If you want referrals, you got to provide good customer service. You got to follow up with that person that sent you a text and asked for sharpening. If you're not local, send them a prepaid shipping label, get their product sent back to the factory. You got to farm your database. You got to take care of your database and stay in touch. It should be, though, service first, referral second. And I think the mistake that sometimes people make is they try to flip the two, and they try to do farming and they try to do like the sale first, then get the referrals, and then never provide service or whatnot. Always, 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 if you have the opportunity to make a sale or get a referral, circle back to the beginning and ask them, is there anything that they need service-wise first? It should always be service first, sale/referrals second. The major key that I just want people to take away from the fishing and farming method, it's just the simple fact that good customer service doesn't always equal referrals, but bad customer service does equal no referrals. I think I should repeat that. Maybe. Good customer service does not equal referrals. You're not guaranteed to get those. But if you provide bad customer service, that definitely equals no referrals. So make sure you master the fishing and farming method. Be out there going after that next big fish, finding that next event, building your business, finding those new clients. But make sure that you're not getting too busy, that you're missing the opportunity to take care of your current book of business. Okay? Number 3, what are some tried and proven ways that you can get some concrete ways to get referrals from your current customers? Concrete ways to get referrals from your customers. Okay, so I made a list. The one that I have been using during the virtual age that I wanted to share with all of you, you could add a short sentence to your email signature. A sentence that I just recently added to my email signature. So now anytime I send an email, this is a small, like 2 sentences. It's like a run-on sentence. It's not even full 2 sentences. But it just is an email signature down below my contact information, and it's in a little script font, real small and in blue. And it says, if you know someone who needs product, service, or could enjoy the benefits and guarantee we provide, please introduce me and I will send you a free gift when they place an order! ! So you put that in quotes. I'll repeat it. If you know someone who needs product, service, or could enjoy the benefits and guarantee we provide, please introduce me and I will send you a free gift when they place an order. So I've added that, and I've actually had a couple responses already, and it's only been up for about a day. It's kind of cool how you see people actually read your emails. So you might want to focus on what's actually in them. Make sure it's good content. Other things I've been doing during the virtual age to get more referrals, because we're not really going into customers' homes all that much today, but we will start to be able to again in the future. I think it's important for you to mention verbally to all your customers, just mention, hey, I want to add you to my Facebook business page, ask them to follow you on your Instagram, and then get them to do social media posts by them and they tag you. That's the 2 keys. Now, I am not the best at social media. I'm not, but something I've started doing a lot of in the virtual age is telling all my customers, add me. I hit my 5,000 friends limit just during this pandemic. And I think my assistant at one point last year got it all the way down to like 4,000 friends. And so I've gotten 1,000 more just in the last year. So I got to get in there, clean it up again. But create a business page, get them added, ask them to make a social media post by them. They post it and make sure that they have you as a friend and they can tag you. Already made quite a few sales during the last 2 months from people making social media posts. I think it's also important, another thing that you can do is do a referral email after every service or sale combo that you have. So if you finish helping a customer get their prepaid shipping label and you've emailed them, all the service is done. Remember, service first, referral second. Once you're done, instead of finishing that file, that email, and moving to trash or moving to a different folder, I've started sending a follow-up referral email that just briefly explains to my customers the state that we're in. It's positive. It's nothing crazy. It just basically tells them, hey, times are crazy, right? With about 100%, it says with basically 100% of my classes and events that I typically sponsor being canceled for a little while, I'm doing a referral contest for my clients. If there is a loan officer or agent that you think would love our gifts, please email them and introduce me on the same email. If they place a gifts order, you get a $50 credit for some free Cutco or a discount off your order. That's all it says. It's literally 3 sentences, but it is a canned response email. Now, I don't know if anyone on here knows what a canned response email is, but I'm going to take a quick second to teach all of you how to do a canned response. Now, I believe this is being recorded in a way that you'll be able to go back and listen to this in the future, but I'm going to try to do this quickly, efficiently, but a way you can write it down. If you do not know what canned responses are on Gmail, oh man, hallelujah, you're going to love this. That's right, I said hallelujah. When you're on Gmail, if you have a Gmail account, I'm not exactly sure how it works on Yahoo, but on Gmail, you're going to go to the bottom right corner of the Gmail window screen where that trash can symbol is. Right next to that, you're going to click the 3 dots symbol next to the trash symbol. Now hover your pointer over the word templates. Hover your pointer over the word templates. You're going to click Save Draft as Template and name your template whatever you may like. So I named my referrals template Ask the number 4 Referrals. Then I wrote that email that I just read to you earlier. I wrote that email and then I saved it as a canned response. I tell you what, if that was too fast for you, Google canned responses. Create yourself a referrals canned response for if realtor clients, if you do realtor, military clients, if you do military, and then regular residential clients, if you do that. It really doesn't matter. You could create it to be whatever you want, but you should have a canned response because it uploads the same email automatically every time. So what if, moving forward, the rest of this virtual age, what if you had a canned response every time you finished an email combo asking for referrals? I literally sent that canned response email 7 times in one day last week, and I already got 3 referrals from it. One of those has already placed an order, and the other one is talking to her husband about buying an ultimate set. That doesn't mean it's closed yet, but it's a lot more referrals than you get not doing it. Am I right? Now you can do the same concept with a referral text. After every service or sale conversation that you have, just send a quick text. P.S. I almost forgot. I'm doing a referral contest for all my customers. If there's something you think you'd love, or if there's somebody that you think would love Cutco, please text them and introduce me on the same text. If they place an order, you get credit for some free Cutco or a future discount. Let me know if you think of anybody and I'll be sure to hook you up for the referral. By the way, I appreciate your order. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to serve you. Quick text. That's how you finish all your conversations, and it gets your customers psychologically thinking about who they can refer. It's just asking, expecting, planting seeds, and then at the end of that, you're bribing them. Bribe them. Give them free Cutco, but mention it as much as you can. Now I'm going to tie a pretty bow on this. So my last foundation, my last idea around referrals, for you to get more referrals in the virtual age and beyond, I think it's important that we think not just about the tried and proven ways. I think it's important for us to just understand the concept of how referrals has to be the first and it has to be the final word. Remember I said at the beginning, one of the biggest mistakes that people make in referrals is asking for them and asking for them at the end. If I could teach newer reps and seasoned reps one thing only about referrals, it would be that referrals is the first and final word. So what is that? Plant seeds, right? I told you, you're going to hear a lot of expect them, a lot of plant seeds, and a lot of bribery in this message. That's all it's about. But for me, the biggest game changer in getting more referrals on my demos, my virtual service calls, in-home appointments, emails, phone calls with realtors, everyone, is this golden nugget of a line. You want to hear it? I don't know. See, I can't feel you guys' energy because I'm like virtual over here quarantined. But anyway, this is something I've been doing since the beginning. 11 years ago, when I was 19 years old, I realized that the one thing that would keep me in this business strong enough and long enough would be a solid foundational referral program. So every time I start a demo, I sit up straight, whether it's virtual or in person, and I look the customer in the eye and I say this: Miss Jones, I want you to know I appreciate you taking time with me today. Hey, real quick, can I share with you my main goal? She says yes. Yeah, I just want to share with you my main goal today. My main goal today is not that you get a bunch of things you don't need. You can. If you see something you like, I'll help you do that. But my main goal today is that you just like me enough and you trust me enough that you don't mind introducing me to a family member or friend. You know, it's a little difficult in today's times to keep a full schedule. So it's more important to me now than ever that I keep a full schedule and I stay busy. So I try to replace every appointment with at least one more. So my main goal today is not that you get a bunch of stuff you don't need. My main goal today is that you just like me enough that you don't mind introducing me to some of your friends. Make that what you want it. Look them in the eye. Main goal is not about the sale. Main goal is not about them buying stuff. The main goal is that they refer you people. I've been doing that for 11 years, and that is the reason why I left Alabama in 2011 and had a list of names and numbers, over 2,000 names and numbers that I never called. And it was because what I got really good at when it came to referrals was getting the customer to like me and trust me that regardless if they bought anything, their focus was to help keep me in business. That should be your focus when it comes to referrals. Referrals will keep you in business no matter what happens. None of us expected the world to close down, but it did. And referrals can keep you rolling. Referrals, having a solid program, is going to be that emergency brake on your vehicle. It's going to keep you from rolling down the hill. All of these things that we've talked about, that's what referrals can do for you. They are the most important thing in your business. From the psychology behind referrals, understanding that good customer service doesn't just generate us a list of names. We have to understand that our attitude affects our ability to lead generate above all else. And we've also looked at a few simple techniques for asking for and getting more referrals in this virtual age. But I just want to make sure that you all know the basics. The basics, it's the EPB. You got to expect, you got to plant a ton of seeds, and you got to bribe. So what's going to stop you from applying these systems immediately? What's going to stop you from moving forward? It's the fear. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to live in fear. I'm going to go past that, and I'm going to have some fun. I want to let you guys know it was really fun talking to you today. I hope you got something out of this that was really, really helpful for you. And I can't wait to just like high five you guys and hug you as well. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to have date night with Roger, and I'm going to go get a hug because I need a little bit of human interaction right now. You feel me? Thank you guys.